And I've seen them on very cloudy, overcast days too.
With the drones?
The drones, yeah.
An estimated 3,000 sightings over the last month, mostly concentrated in New Jersey.
Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people.
We are actually rushing, packing, and getting the heck out of New York because something big is about to go down.
Friday night, as Pix 11 cameras captured 2 drones buzzing past the Verrazano Bridge.
Our military knows where they took off from. They know where it came from and where it went.
However, the Homeland Security Secretary believes people's eyes are deceiving them, reiterating there's no foreign or national security threat.
Oh, is that a drone?
But what you guys are about to hear is from his mouth, and his mouth only, from his personal experiences that occurred and took place and are still taking place at every U.S. military base in North America.
I believe to collect information to coordinate a large-scale attack.
As we're back with another UAP sighting video, except this one's a little bit different. We are actually rushing, packing, and getting the heck out of New York because something big is about to go down. Now, we left you guys off in yesterday's video. At the end, we told you guys we have discovered something out here that they're not telling anybody. They're not saying it on the news, right?
No. Just if you look, it's on social media a little bit, but you have to search for it.
You can only search for it on social media, pretty much on X only, where you're really getting the truth on the news nowadays. But even that is kind of limited. Basically, what's going on is that there's a rogue nuclear bomb on the loose or missing somewhere here in New York, and that explains all the drones. A guy went into detail about this, and he works for the government. He does like government military drones, and he was talking about how someone that's high up that he knows literally put their hands on one of these warheads. It was stolen or sent over from Ukraine apparently for the purpose of causing chaos here in the United States. Now, I'm not saying any of this is true because I don't know if any of it is true, but it's what we've learned being out here.
It makes the most sense.
It does make the most sense. Have you guys seen any aliens before in the sky or UFOs?
I think once I did.
What was your experience like? What did you see?
I was going up to camp, and I saw it wasn't a plane, it wasn't a helicopter. I saw 3 little dots in the air. In one spot, it wasn't moving, but it was just spinning.
Spinning. Wow. That's kind of like what I saw in Arizona off the highway. It was rotating, and then the lights just went off.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What about you? Have you ever seen anything?
No.
No, eh? Now, if you're still confused on the whole drone stuff, the drones are actually military drones being used to scan areas very, very low to search for radiation. Now, these drones can smell radiation, apparently. They have these like crazy sensors in them. They can smell natural gas. They can smell different type of chemicals. But these ones in particular, they're searching for radiation.
And the radiation is very high here right now.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Especially in the New York City area. Like around Jersey, New York City, like this whole area, like there's a map of the radiation. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It is high in radiation, honestly. Maybe that's why I've been feeling like stomach aches since we got here. I don't know.
So high. Like headaches every day.
Yeah.
We need to get the hell out of here.
We were planning on staying a few more days to document more like UFO sightings, but guys, this is real. Like this is the real deal. We potentially could be stuck in this place if the word goes out, like people start panicking, they start closing down roads, putting up checkpoints because of this. Like I could be stuck here, he could be stuck here, and the worst case scenario could happen. That thing can possibly go off. So we are in real danger, and that's why we're getting the hell out of here today. So Omar's gonna go his separate way. He's gonna be documenting as much as he can on his way back to Florida. I'm going to be documenting as much as I can on my way back to Canada. So make sure to subscribe to him to see what he catches, and make sure to stick along to see what I captured today on camera on my way back home. This is it, guys. Like this is serious. This is what we've uncovered here. This is what we came to investigate. We got you guys the truth. I really hope it isn't the truth though. I really don't. Like I really don't. I hope it's not the truth, because if it is the truth, then we're fucked.
I think the best case scenario is that aliens came to invade the area. That would actually be awesome, but it'd also be probably the safest thing, because I mean, if they are aliens, they ain't trying to hurt us. They're just out in the skies observing. But
yeah, for
like the stuff we know right now, that this is terrifying. People that are here in the area, please be safe, be vigilant, stay on X. I mean, you know, we're on X a lot, and that's where we're finding out a lot of our information.
And don't panic, most of all. Like, help your neighbor, help people that actually need help. Don't create like problems and mass panic and stuff. I mean, if we're gonna die, we're gonna die. We're gonna do it together, right? Like we're gonna, if we all get nuked, we all get nuked. It's gonna be quick.
Don't stop paying your rent just yet, okay?
Don't stop paying your rent. What do you say we get the heck out of here?
Let's go.
Oh yeah, man. Smash the like button, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna capture today on my way back to Canada, but I'm gonna be going through Utica. Or Utica, I don't know how to really say that.
These things are being seen everywhere, even in Florida.
Last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was on my Twitter. They were sighting UAPs in Utica, and that's why I'm gonna be heading that way to see if I can capture some stuff at nighttime, because by the time I get there, it's probably gonna be dark because I do have a long drive. Let's go, let's get on with this adventure, and let's get the heck back home safely. All right, sergeants, I've grabbed all my gear. I've hit the road. It is pretty miserable out here in Jersey. There's no way I'm gonna be able to see any drones or UAPs in the sky like these last couple of days. The first night here, it was nice and clear. We saw so much stuff. It was absolutely insane. The second night, it was a little bit snowy in certain areas. We had clouds, very, very terrible clouds, but we were still able to see some questionable things, which is the last video that you guys seen. But today's, it's a whole nother ball game, because not only am I gonna be looking out for these UAPs here in Jersey and New York as I'm making my way back to Canada, I'm also gonna be making a detour that's gonna cost me some time, but I'm gonna be going to Utica. And Utica, apparently, they had a ton of sightings just last night. So while we were sleeping here, they were having sightings, and lots of them, and it was the first time since this whole thing began. Now, if you haven't been keeping up, go back and watch my last two videos, the recent last two videos on my channel. And if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Watch more videos. I got like over 1,000 videos on this channel. You can be watching videos until the day you turn like 50 if you're like 25 right now, okay? I got plenty of videos on my channel. I really do. So guys, go support the channel. I have to put the camera down. There's a cop to my left. Don't want him to see me. Oh, he's sitting there. Isn't it funny that in yesterday's video, every location we were going to that was, you know, they were saying on the news that they were seeing a lot of UFO activity. Like we went to Trump's mansion in the state, and then we went to the military base, and then we went to a whole bunch of other locations, and everywhere we would go, we would have police interaction. Like it was the scariest night ever. It almost felt like ever since we went to the military base and they kicked us out, because they did kick us out, the cops started following us everywhere. I really believe that there's a possibility that they were watching us all night long to see what we were doing and to make sure we don't actually find out what's really going on, because they're not telling the truth, we are. Can someone tell me why is it that in Jersey you are not allowed to fill up your own gas at gas stations? Every gas station that I've been to, there's a gas attendant, which is that guy there, and they fill up the fuel for you. And apparently it's illegal to fill up your own fuel here in Jersey. I don't know why, but it is. I think Jersey's the only state in the US where it's actually illegal to fill up your own fuel. Last year I was here in Jersey filming, and I stopped off at a gas station, and I totally forgot that that's a law, because I've always known this. And I started filling up fuel, and then I see the gas attendant, and he was just like, giving me the dirtiest look. I still got away with it. I still filled up my own fuel and paid for my own fuel on the machine. But after I left, I realized what I had done. I committed a crime in Jersey. I think it's a stupid law. I think it should be changed. I don't know why they do it. Maybe because of theft. I don't know if theft is high here or not, but they enacted this law sometime in the 60s, I think, or the 70s. But let me know in the comments below. Do you like it, or is it something stupid? Anyways, this isn't UFO related, but I just want to vent a little bit. Guys, this is really terrifying right now. Look at this fog that just rolled in. How am I gonna see any drones or UAPs up in the sky with all this fog? This is gonna be impossible. I think what I'm gonna do is, once I get out of Newark, because that's where I am right now, I'm really hoping the weather is gonna be better in Utica, because right now in Newark, I was planning on stopping off in certain locations in Newark, because now that I'm out of New Jersey, to see if there are UFOs in the skies, because some parts of Newark actually had some UFO activity, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to spot anything up in here right now. Honestly, I don't even think the military drones can even fly in this weather. So I'm gonna continue to Utica to see if the weather's gonna be better over there for drone spotting. So all this talk about nuclear warheads that were stolen, sent over by someone from Ukraine to explode here in the US and cause havoc and chaos, like, you cannot take that lightly. It is a real serious threat, especially because the government is out in full force with these drones scanning the grounds for radiation. Like, it's real. The radiation is real. The map of the radiation is real. everything about this seems to actually be real. Like, it's not a hoax from the government. And if it is a hoax, I firmly believe that if it turns out to be one big hoax, firmly believe that they're doing this all for the form of control. Like, think about it. They've been trying to ban drones for public use since drones were a thing. They've always tried to use excuses to make it a law. Oh, we got to make it where people can't fly drones by themselves publicly. They always use the excuse of drones hitting airplanes and all that stuff, which has never really happened, maybe like once. I believe that if this whole nuke story is not true, I believe they're using this as an excuse to create a problem to give a solution, which is a law to ban public use of drones, which is pretty scary. That should never be a thing. People should be allowed to fly drones wherever they want. I mean, not like military installations and prisons and stuff, yeah, but there's two scenarios at play. The nuclear scenario and banning drones scenario. And I think both of them could be a possibility. Let's just hope the nuclear scenario is not a true thing and the other scenario is not a true thing either. It would have been cool if like the whole alien thing is real and like there are UFOs coming from outer space. I don't think it's that. There's no evidence to prove that. There really isn't. I'm gonna leave you guys off with a video clip of the man that basically blew the whistle on the whole nuclear warhead situation. And it's starting to circulate all over the internet right now. So watch this clip so you can really understand what is going on.
Hey everyone. My name is John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. There were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Nobody really knows where these are, and I speak with some pretty high-level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case. I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed, about this one particular nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. That is a very serious deal. If they are our drones, the only reason why they would be flying and flying that low is because they're trying to smell something on the ground. Gas leaks, radioactive material, whatever. I know as a professional, I mean, we build professional stuff for the military. You know, I believe that they're actually out there trying to smell something that's very important.
Oh, is that a drone? I just seen a drone.
Okay guys, this is crazy because as I was attempting to film what I believe is a military drone doing scans in the area, my battery died on my camera and that was all the footage I was able to get. But let's do a replay on that. That actually looks like one of the drones that have been all over the news that we've been trying to find. And the best part is I caught this in the daytime. I don't think anyone's caught these drones yet in the daytime. It's always been night footage, and unfortunately this is the only footage that I have of this thing. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think this is. I believe it's a drone. It looked like an actual military drone. Like, how crazy is this? It was just hovering over there. I don't know what it was doing, and unfortunately that was the only shot that I got of it because my battery died. I was stuck in the middle of traffic on a highway. All my other extra batteries were in the back of my SUV, but at least we got something. Wait a second, did you guys see that? I was filming a B-roll shot of me driving down the highway, and if you look up top where the tree is, you can see something that's black kind of floating above the trees, and you can see it coming down towards the ground. I'm not sure if that's a drone, but I've never seen anything like this. And honestly guys, I didn't even see this in real life. I'm reviewing my footage right now, and it looks like a black type of drone kind of descending down behind the trees. Let's rewatch that one more time. It looks like there's something very big and very dark, very black hovering above the tree, and as I'm getting closer, it is descending. It was already in descent when I started recording this, and you can see it kind of flatten out a little bit, and then it kind of just like disappears. Where the heck did it go? Whoa, it like completely disappeared. Do you guys notice how it's got like a triangle shape? Almost like how the news has been reporting with these drones. Some of them are black with like green lights and they're triangle in shape. This one doesn't have any lights, but it is black and it's triangle in shape. There is a military base in Watertown called Fort Drum. I've driven by this place many times. I've always seen the weirdest things in the skies, like, you know, military activity in the skies near that base. You can get pretty close to it, unlike the base that we went to yesterday. Now I want to go there, park on the side somewhere if I can, and see if I can spot any drones up in the skies over the base, like maybe drones landing and taking off. Today President Trump did a press conference and he was saying that the military knows where these drones are, they know where they're going, they know where they're taking off from, and they have the technology to find exactly where these things are coming from and where they're going. So what's going on here? That means I'm gonna go to this military base, I'm gonna camp out a little bit and see if I can see anything cool. Uh-oh, I think I don't want to. I don't actually want to go in the base, I want to go next to it. Uh-oh. What I've learned during this investigation of the UAPs and the UFOs is going to absolutely shock you guys to the core. I'm not clickbaiting, I'm not making this up. This literally just happened. So the last clip that you guys seen was me getting to Fort Drum, and that was it. That is the last clip that I have getting to that fort, and that is because something crazy happened. Now when I realized I made it to the front gate by accident, I actually like veered off to the right where there was a visitor center. There was an area where if visitors are coming, they gotta check in there, and if they're not supposed to be there, they gotta do a U-turn and leave, which I did. But before that happened, I had an encounter with someone whom I cannot name, I cannot show on camera, because he was willing to share some information that no one out there has. I am the only person on YouTube with this information. I'm not trying to string you guys along. I'm not making any of this up. I came up here to get some answers so I can give it to you guys, because people are genuinely scared. Now the following conversation that you guys are going to be listening to is a conversation that I had over the phone with an unknown person that I met at the base. Does he work at the base? I'm not going to say that. Is he affiliated with the base? I'm not allowed to say that. How he got his information? I'm not gonna tell you guys that, but I know. But what you guys are about to hear is from his mouth, and his mouth only, from his personal experiences that occurred and took place and are still taking place at every US military base in North America, simultaneously. Listen to this.
They were so coordinated that they did, one night that they did all of them at the same time. All within 3 minutes of each other.
All the military bases at the same time?
At the exact same time.
And you were there when it happened?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
And we had aircraft outside. So what did they... Normally we keep them inside, but our aircraft were going to fly over a football game for the opening of a football game. Yeah. And there were, we had 6 aircraft that were getting ready to leave to do that, so they left them out overnight. And they spotted them flying over our aircraft and mapping. You can see them. They're not putting off heat signatures, but you can see like laser mapping.
Dude, that's insane.
That went off like 3D mapping. Yeah. And they went to our magazines. The magazine where we keep all the ammo for the helicopters. Yeah. And then the magazine where we keep all the ammo for the jets. And my base is unique. It has these Southeast Response Team, which there's 4 fighter jets that stay there that are fully armed. Oh, wow. That have missiles and machine gun rounds in them, and they're loaded, and they have these heaters that run that keep the engines warm, and electronics that stay on so the aircraft actually stays turned on. And fighters and pilots are there 24/7. They rotate out. Okay. And they go out, and so in theory, they can get on alert and be off the ground in 3 minutes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And I've seen them do it, and they're pretty damn quick.
You've seen them?
They'll get a scramble alert, and they'll run out there and jump in the airplanes, and they're taxiing down the runway, and the canopy hasn't even closed yet.
Wow. Have you seen any of the drones over the base?
Yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen the drones over the base. What do they look like?
Yeah. So there's different types. There's ones that look like kind of like quadcopters, but they have more than 4 blades. It looks like there's 6 to 8 blades on them, and then there's ones that are fixed wing that are over it. But see, the thing is, we have on our base that's designed to defeat drones that are flying under, if they're receiving any kind of signal.
Yeah.
They're designed to defeat them.
So it makes them
land.
It
makes them land, right?
Yeah, it sees the signal that's being broadcast to it, and it duplicates it and takes it over, or it either jams it, which causes it to land. And they defeated them. They defeated our systems.
Man, that's wild.
And you don't believe this is U.S. military stuff?
No, they would have to. There's certain protocols that have to be done when you do that type of thing.
Yeah.
And so basically the Northeast Central Command and NORAD had us come and give a report of what happened because they weren't uninformed of it. And there's no way that anybody would be allowed to do that.
That's crazy.
And I mean, there's a lot of theories going around that it's like it's Space Force and they're trying to prove a point, but to do all those bases coordinated at that time, that takes a lot of. You're talking about dozens of bases that were overflown within minutes of each other.
How long?
I mean, you can't fly.
How long ago did this happen?
That started in October, and it hasn't really stopped.
Wow, so it's like a recurring thing all the time.
It happens on the regular.
So let me ask you this: how come you guys don't shoot them down if you've seen them?
So under FAA law, you're not allowed to shoot down any aircraft over the U.S. without congressional approval.
Why do you think these drones are showing up to the bases? To collect information or to do something nefarious?
Nefarious. They're collecting information to coordinate a large scale. I believe that collecting information to coordinate a large scale attack. And I believe the players that are going to be involved it's not just one state, I believe it's a conglomerate of countries that are coming together that are being involved in this. Because this thing went to our magazine and flew to each corner of the magazine.
It was like,
and while it was
like analyzing it.
And there was a team from Clemson that came out, like computer engineers and robotic engineers and stuff. They came out and they're trying to figure out what signals they're operating off of, and they're not being fed a signal. So these are pre-programmed. They're running off of AI or something. They're probably taking like Google Earth images and saying, okay, scan this to give me accurate dimensions of where it is. And that way, if they can get a 3D scan, they can look for weak spots, because images from, satellite images are not that great. But if you can go and do a 3D scan and a 3D model of something, and you take out, they scanned those airplanes while they were out there on the tarmac, and they went down the runway and scanned the runway, and then they went and scanned all the other F-16s that were parked out there. So,
is there video?
And then they scanned our Apaches.
Is there video evidence of this, like with the military?
Oh yeah.
But obviously,
Yeah, there's plenty of video, film evidence of it.
Obviously, it can never be released, right?
Doubt it.
I'd love to get my hands on
I mean,
it.
at some point in time, it has to be released, but
Yeah. Like you saw the
I
one.
doubt it.
You saw that one in Afghanistan recently that got leaked. It was like flying over the military base in Afghanistan, and literally nobody can see it, and you can see it like appearing and disappearing, and it looked like some weird robot, and nobody was able to detect it. So some guy recently leaked it from the military. I don't know if you saw it,
Yeah.
but it was a pretty freaking crazy video clip. I seen it in like some documentary on Netflix recently.
Yeah.
Does it look like that, or does it look like a normal drone or like a quadcopter?
No, it looks like a military grade drone. So it looks like.
Dang.
But if you look at what's going on in the world today with drones, and how much they've changed the battlefield. I mean, just look at what's going on with Ukraine and Syria. It has changed the battlefield so much to the point where the AI part is kind of what scares me the most. I mean, I wasn't happy with drones, especially when they decided to arm drones and use them for combat.
Yeah, that's like the worst idea ever.
I wasn't happy with that when that happened, because when you have zero chance of losing a life, and you're going to take a life, it makes that decision to take a life a whole lot easier.
Because
it's not nearly as weighted.
It's like they're playing a video game at this point, right?
Yeah. And to be realistic, so many people are honestly desensitized to playing video games like that you can get soldiers and people involved in that, and it doesn't faze them at all.
Okay, so let me ask you this: like for the military bases, like when the drones show up there, what if one of you what if you guys got the order to shoot it down? What the heck would you shoot a drone down with?
So there's energy weapons that you have, and then there's conventional weapons that you have. I mean, basically you got shotguns, and then you have energy weapons that are designed to send out a pulse of energy that confuses the signals going to it. But if you've got something that's not being sent signals and is flying off of AI, it can be shielded from that. So
my concern is they're gonna use all this. Like I've kind of thought about this. Is like, what if this is like a deep state operation to kind of like expand regulations to drones and ban the public from using public drones? You know what I mean? Like, because they always try to find any reason to ban the public from using actual drones.
And I feel like this is going to turn into something like that.
It wouldn't surprise me if that's. People are going to exploit that, but this is too coordinated. It's too big. It's too much stuff going on that doesn't. Because if you're trying to do that, you would want it to be as loud and out there as possible.
Yeah.
And the stuff they're doing over these bases, nobody knows about. It's every now and then there's a whistleblower and somebody finds out about something, but nobody knows what's going on over these bases. If they did, they would be freaking terrified. We have to create drone countermeasures on the daily in our workforce, in our workplace. You have to create your drone countermeasure. Right now, when you spot a drone, you just have to bring people in, and hopefully they're not getting accurate numbers of who's there and how many boots are on ground. And,
So that only means that you guys are like kind of being overwhelmed by drones. Like you guys are being harassed.
Yeah, and the problem is we're so limited to our response. So our response is being so limited, and so it's the best way of saying this. We can't do what we should be doing, is what I'm saying.
Which is shooting them out of the sky.
We should be shooting them down, analyzing them, figuring out exactly where they came from and who's behind it. And they have been flying now for so long over these bases and over these critical infrastructures that you know, with nothing stopping them, that they're not going to stop.
But there's no way,
They've got
like, there's no way that the military doesn't know where they're landing to get recharged. Like, it's not like they have an unlimited battery. Like, that doesn't exist.
So we followed one, and it flew away from the base longer than we could pursue it. We ran out. Our guys had to land for fuel. So it was flying away from the base.
And this
for over 400 miles.
And this is a battery-operated drone, not a fuel-operated drone.
Can't tell. It's not putting off a thermal image.
Oh, shit.
Dang. Dude, that's crazy. What? I'm so invested in this. Like, you don't understand. Like, I've been, like, living, trying to find information about this. Like, 'cause this is crazy, man. Like, this is a whole new ball game.
It is, and it doesn't, you know, there's, even if you're, so let's say, you know, best case scenario, they're just hobbyist kids. There's some little group that's got some page that they're trying to fill up with content of all this stuff, and they're trying to break the law, like the kids that wanted to storm Area 51, you know. Oh, we figured out how we can do this now, you know, and they've that's best case scenario, right? Where do they get the technology to defeat the countermeasure systems that we have?
Yeah, like the U.S. has like the best intelligence and best systems anywhere. Damn.
Yeah, they didn't get that information, you know.
I don't think any country.
The kids didn't find that.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think any country has like this technology. This has got to be like out of outer space type of technology, man.
It is so deep.
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about deep state, this is like, oh my gosh, way deep state.
Yeah.
For them to be able to completely pull one over the entire military's eyes, including, you know, all the way up to NORAD and all hands, you know, that not being informed about it, which is unheard of. You believe one way or the other about it. And I've seen them on very cloudy, overcast days too.
What, the drones?
The drones, yeah.
So now you're probably wondering, how did I get my hands on this information? How did I run into this person? I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in luck. I believe in God, and I believe in the truth. And guys, me being there, totally accidental, totally unplanned, was the greatest thing that could happen to me during these UFO and UAP investigations. This is not a lie. This is not clickbait. This is not for entertainment. What you guys heard was absolutely real. Now, can I verify that this information is real? No, I'm gonna have to take the person's word for it. Is he a soldier? I can't say that. Is he CIA? I definitely can't say that. Is he top secret military? I'm gonna leave that for you guys to discuss in the comments below. But what you just heard, I know it was long, but what you guys just heard was from his mouth to your ears. I came out here honestly trying to investigate what was going on. I knew it was something that has to do with the military. Like, from what we've gathered during the crash site episode, the episode where we actually went to the military base at Picatinny Arsenal, and then me going to this other military base. I honestly genuinely wish I didn't come across this information, because before, the information that we knew was about a rogue nuke that went missing or got stolen, and then they wanted to detonate it or something, most likely before like the inauguration or something like that. That is what we gathered on the ground from the intel that we got from people, and actual people that were actually on social media posting about this. People that were high up there, people that were actually working with the military that released this information. This is not what I signed up for. I do not want to be a part of this. I'm happy to document the UAPs and all that stuff, but this is on a whole level that's beyond me, and it's genuinely scary. I came out here expecting to film aliens from outer space, and what we got was a whole lot worse. The fact that the military doesn't even know who these drones belong to, and the fact that they've made bases to counter these drones, and yet they still can't do it. And the fact that these drones can fly 400 miles non-stop, and the military jets have to refuel, and they can't keep up to them. I don't think that has to do with any country on this planet unless it's somebody that we've never heard of, or a country or a continent that's been kept secret from us and we don't know about. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end off this video. I have another interesting UFO, UAP related video that I haven't released yet and you guys don't know about. So make sure to monitor my channel, subscribe, because it's gonna be out tomorrow. Now I'm back in Canada and you have UAP sighting locations. Let me know so I can go and investigate that, because there's no way this is only happening in the United States. This is guaranteed happening all over the world because we're seeing so many videos coming out from all over the world. So if you're from Canada and you've got locations where you believe these drones, these UAPs are showing up, I want to know and I want to pursue it. Will I be back to Jersey? Most likely. Look for it. Subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button and make sure to share this video everywhere because we got to get the word out. And one more thing, I'm risking my butt for these videos. Get yourself some Live a Little merch because I am living a little too much. So make sure you guys get some Live a Little merch. The link is going to be down below. Sargi.shop. Support these adventures. I love you guys and I'll see you on the next one.